Welcome to Subramani. There is one very philosophical story of there being a man who made clay pots. He used to make clay pots, load it on his donkey and take it to the market and sell it. He was making some money, but it was not very good amount of money, and he was a very skilled potter. He realized that if instead of making pots, if he made God statues, right? Statues of God, goddess, whatever, it would sell at a much better price, and people would have more respect for him. So he started making Lakshmi and Vishnu statues, put it on his donkey and take it to the market. So when people saw the statues, obviously they bowed to it. So on the way, he got a lot of respect, or rather his workmanship got a lot of respect, and people happily bought the statues that he took. And when he started doing that regularly, every day he would have 2-3 big, nice, lovely statues on the donkey's back, and that would the donkey started feeling that people were bowing towards it, right? So what happened is, suddenly one day the donkey, nobody was bowing to it, and so there was no statue on its back, and nobody was bowing to it, and it got angry, and it kicked the owner, and it threw a tantrum, and it got it had one it even broke one idol which he had made. So the donkey got thrashed and got punished for its bad behavior. Now this is a very philosophical story. When something good happens, we normally think we have caused it, right? You may deserve the credit, you may not deserve the credit. It is very important to know when you don't deserve the credit. So when a relationship manager tells you that he got you 43% return in the market, or when an advisor tells you that he got 43% return in the market, what it means is nothing. It just means he was lucky, or she was lucky to have recommended some funds to you which did well. What really got you that 43% return was the market going up 43%, or maybe market went up 46% and your fund actually did 43%, which means it underperformed the benchmark. I'm not even getting into that. But largely, when your relationship manager or your fund manager or anybody tells you that, look, I have got you 43% return, it is time to tell him or her that yes, I've got 43%, but that's what the market has given. So I invested in the market, I took the risk of investing, and therefore I got a return. You need to understand to whom you should give that credit, right? It's not necessarily the person who chose that fund. Maybe it is the person who managed that fund. So that person deserves the credit, right? So you put money in one flexi cap fund which got you 44% return, and somebody comes and tells you, well, there's another flexi cap fund which gave you 48% return. But you like this flexi cap fund, you like the risk profile, everything, you checked out all that, and then you invested and you got 43% return. Is 43% good? Yes, it's good. It is perhaps very good. It is perhaps fantastic return that you got. It does not matter that the benchmark was 47 or 48 or something like that. Maybe your fund manager took less risk. So you got 43% taking lesser risk than what the other fund manager did. So you have got a good return for what you have done. But you have to understand that like the donkey story, the relationship manager, when he wears it on his sleeve and wears it on his head and says, I got you 43% return, it is time to tell him the donkey story. Now, same thing can be attributed to some political leaders too. If you are the son of a famous political leader who was known for what he stood for and what he did, and he was well, at least very famous in India, if not the world, and you suddenly are thrust upon the top job, right? Your father, whoever was holding it, has died, and it has been thrust upon you. You then suddenly throw away the thing which that old man stood for. right? Like if the donkey throws away the statue which is kept on it, the idol which is kept on its back, and then brays and barks, brays and kicks and creates a fuss, obviously it is going to get slashed, it is going to get smashed, right? People are going to beat it with sticks and drive it away. Similarly, if you have inherited stuff which your father stood for, and you threw away all those beliefs and those all the values which your father stood for, and you thought that people will bow before you because of the place where you are sitting, and because of the aura that you had, you're mistaken. People will not. You cannot throw away those things which that old party stood for. Somebody did it and got punished. The people threw him out. He got very little votes. From being a nice, strong kingmaker, where the existing prime minister would come to your house to visit you, from there to falling down, begging and saying, please put me as a chief minister candidate, things have come a long way. But I am making this video to tell you two things. One, when you get some success, be humble. Know how you have got it. Maybe you got it because you were in the right time, in the right place. I was there in a fund last year which gave 38% return. Just serendipity. I've been in that fund for a long period of time. It has given very good returns, but I didn't know it is going to give 38% return. It is my luck that I was in that fund, and it is the fund manager's luck that he got 38% that year. So for me to think, oh, I was smart enough to select that fund is wrong. I've been in that fund maybe for 20 years. It has given good returns. It is a well managed fund. I'm making no bones about that. But did I know like last year I was going to get 38%? No. If I knew that, I would have sold a lot of other assets and put it there, right? So sometimes you are there by the fact that you know how to be there at that time. But most times it is serendipity, it is luck. We are just being there. So when a relationship manager tells you something, or when a political person tells you something, he has inherited from his father and he threw away all the things that his father stood for. You're just like a donkey who shook the idol on its back and broke it, and then you expect people to bow before you. You have to understand, they were not bowing before you. They were bowing before the idol which was on your back. They were bowing to the picture that was kept behind you. They were bowing to your surname. They were bowing to all those things, right? So I obviously don't have to name anybody. You all know whom I'm talking about, right? Because naming somebody can unnecessarily attract the lawsuits. But I'm just saying, if you got something and that seat on which you're sitting had some values, which was for a particular religion, for a particular temple, or for activities which happened on a particular day, it's easy to say, I don't believe in all that, I don't care, I apologize for what my father did. You can do all that, but then you have to have the ability to create something bigger than that. I mean, Mukesh Ambani has created something much bigger than what Dhirubhai Ambani had created. So one day people will say, who Dhirubhai? Mukesh's father. For our generation, Mukesh was Dhirubhai's son, but for the next generation, Dhirubhai will be Mukesh Bhai's father. Right? So it's important to understand that sometimes you deserve that place, you deserve that luck, you work hard towards it. Sometimes you don't. You can't throw away the values which you inherited, because that is the only thing you have. You've not been able to create anything. Mukesh Bhai has been able to create. This person destroyed whatever his father had built over 50 years plus, right? 1950s, 60s maybe, that party started getting prominence, and it was still a very small party, in the sense it was in a very small geographic area of one particular state called Maharashtra. Having done all that, having got all that inheritance free, even though competence wise maybe somebody else deserved it more, having got that, you throw away all that, you squander all that, and then you're hoping to come back. It's tough. Coming back is tough if you have been, if the hell has been beaten out of you. Thank you.